council at large. So yeah, we're splitting the ticket a little, and also we have opinions that really went after a whole lot of deliberation. Go ahead, Hank.
Well,
I know there were some things that you wanted to say.
Hey, Dick, I'm on the mic. My
Yeah,
mic
right.
on?
Yeah,
Okay,
heard.
I'm on the mic. Well, I wanted to go through some of the other candidates that were going out for governor first, real fast, and
Okay.
then we'll get back to that real quick and
Do your
we'll
thing.
end the show on that.
Mhm.
First of all, for governor, we have several different people running for governor. We only hear about, the only person that most of us hear about is this other guy.
Phil Murphy.
Yeah, Phil Murphy. I didn't even want to say his name. Because there's so many other good candidates out there that he just came in and blew away other people that many of our constituents didn't get to hear. You have many candidates out there that didn't meet qualifications because of financial. You had to have raised a
Certain
certain amount of
goals,
money.
yeah.
But specifically, William Brennan, this is the particular gentleman from North Jersey who challenged Chris Christie on the bridge gate and took him to court and different things like that. He challenged many municipalities over how they've done certain things and how they abuse their powers and things like that. So he's just like I've been battling Atlantic City and the city of Atlantic City the same way. This gentleman, been doing it on the level, and he went on and took it to the next level. So he's sort of like a mentor to me. I've talked to him, like William Brennan, a great guy. You'll never probably get a chance to hear him. We're going to have him on the Kevin Hall Show program at some point.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he might not win mayor this time, but you're going to hear a lot from governor this time in New Jersey, but you're going to hear from them. John Wazinski, another great candidate. Same thing, challenging Christie from the beginning on Bridgegate and many other issues and things that are happening within the state. Raymond Lesniak. Again, if you had a chance to hear some of these other candidates besides this guy that just came in, Murphy just bought off all the other places. You know when he bought everybody off, that how could that work for the people when he's come and just bought people off and they didn't even know who he was and what he was about before you had a chance to even listen to the other candidates. Jim Johnson, another great candidate, was part of the Treasury Department, an attorney, things like that. And Mark Zinna, another candidate who didn't meet the financial threshold that they had.
Mm-hmm.
But again, if you heard some of his views and ideas, it probably would match your personal views and your families and different things. They might be more realistic to your ideas and not about working towards the businesses and companies and things like that. And so I personally would have picked William Brennan or Lesniak.
Mm-hmm.
I like both of those gentlemen, but I really thought most of those guys were governors would have been a pretty good governor. Besides, even Murphy is okay, but I think these other guys deserve a better chance because they will be working more for the people.
Mm-hmm.
For state senate, I will go across the lines on state senate. You have Colin Bell for the Democrats, and also you have Chris Brown for the Republicans. And local government in South Jersey and things like that is different than national government. Well, you know, I probably wouldn't vote normally for Republican, but locally it's about people. It's about people, and you see their work and what they're doing. Chris Brown been doing the work. He's the only person who stood up, basically fighting the state on different charges, pointing different things out of them, more than anyone that's in Atlantic County. There's no one else in Atlantic County that I would say fought against the state to take over anything. Like Chris Brown has. No one, no one, not none of our mayors, not our councilmen, none of them were against the state on all fronts. You know what I mean? Some of them had to be on that side because, you know what I mean, the state really, you know what I mean, kicked them in the butt and they had to be on the other side, you know. But Chris Brown has always been standing up for us. And so I definitely will go for him just because he's a Republican. You should vote for him. See who else we have here. The next seat. Assembly. We have John Amadeo and Vince Mazzio. You have Ernest Corsi, Teresa Watts, Malik Rizwan Malik, and Jim Carney. I personally, definitely Ernest Corsi. I know Ernest Corsi. I know what type of man he is. I know he represents Atlantic City and what we can do. I wish he had the opportunity to come on the Kevin Hall Show program and did more things to make sure his name and everything was getting out there. He deserved to be in that position. I think he will represent us fairly and on a plateau that's where he's a person that looks across both the aisles. He's not trying to be he's bipartisan.
He definitely tries to do that. And the thing that bothers me is that, you know, a lot of times he winds up just being the solo vote. You know, he tries to work with people and they say, no, we're still not going to do it, but he'll still stand on his principles, and that's what I like about
I would appreciate. I would appreciate our candidates to stand on their principles, even if they lose, and that would tell them that what his vote is. I think that's what they should do.
Absolutely.
The other person for assembly, I think I didn't get a chance to meet Miss Teresa Watts. I thought that I wanted to meet her. I heard some good things about her. Rizwan Malik, I know Rizwan Malik. He was
former
council person. Yes. He was pretty good when he was there. He stood along on a lot of issues and things like that. So I knew he would have been a good assemblyman. But the person I think that would have a better chance at winning would be Jim Carney. So I would pick Ernest Corsi and Jim Carney for those two positions. And then, all right, let's hurry and move for sheriff. I will pick Dennis Munoz. For freeholder at large, Mrs. Witherspoon, Teresa Witherspoon, they should get out and vote for her. We want to change some blood, keep some diversity on our freeholder board.
Yes.
It'd be very important to do that. We want to get the best views. It's not about parties and things like that. We want to. We have a diverse county, a diverse state. We want to make sure that we get views and perceptions from all of those different people that
I agree with that
we represent.
That's right.
And so that would be fair for us to think about that on that particular level.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so. And also we have Corinne Fitzpatrick, also for freeholder. State committee, male, Robert Campbell and William Ward. I don't know either of those gentlemen, so be up to those, but they're out there. For state committee, female, Joyce Malinow and Teresa Kelly and Helen Dula. Now I would definitely pick Joyce Malinow. I know no one in Atlantic City, no one that shows up to every board meeting, everything that's going on in Atlantic City to find out what's going on, how it affects the community. This is what we need to do to find out the information and get the information when we don't know what's going on.
A lot of times, if we miss it, we can just call up Joyce. She'll let us know.
Everywhere. She knows what's going on.
Absolutely.
She's asking questions. This type of person that's involved in the community, we should participate. She's the type of person that we need to have, and that we all should be if we have the time and to put into our as a constituent in our community and things like that.
I agree.
Joyce, she's the perfect model for that. Teresa Kelly, I don't know exactly who she is. I see a lot of things from Helen Dula, and she's active in the community and issues, but primarily things that I stand for. You know what I mean? She's always at Lubayando's neck. So I would just, since I know what she's been up to and I see the work that she's doing, Joyce Malinow and Helen Dula. And then we have where we have here. And so to get back to the mayor, Frank Gilliam Jr., Tibbet, Moses Delgado, and Barty Smalls, and the rest of the candidates that we have for Atlantic City. When you was talking about a lot of those individuals and things like that, Fareed Abdullah, I really like Fareed. Like you said, I think he just needs a little bit more time, a little bit seasonings. Maybe he should have went back for trying to get in council first and did that, because he was ran with me 4 years ago, and that might have been the next step for him. But I know how driven he is also to be mayor. And so, I would never tell a man to stop doing what he believes that he has the opportunity to do. I've been in the community, and I've heard many people talk about him and what he can bring to the table. I think that had he been more involved and actually had some other things going on, that he might really had an opportunity to really take advantage of. If he had financial backing, maybe that would have helped him a whole lot, and built some different bridges with some other folks in the community. It would help him out. Mr. Whitehead was excellent. I love interacting with Mr. Whitehead. I love his ideas about business and things like that. He has a lot of great things going on. He was all right too. We'll come back right back shortly in a second, and I'll finish up with my thoughts from the rest of the candidates.
And we'll wrap up the show. A very important show. I know a lot of people are buzzing. The phone's going crazy. We'll be back. Much more of the Kevin Hall Show program for this Friday coming your way right here on
News Talk 1400 WOND.
I like what he said.
WOND Pleasantville.
Trustworthy and honest.
All right, so it sounds good. It's nice and conversational. I like that.
You might never think you'd find
I can just go down to the rest of the actual winners.
And that's what I'm going. Yes.
I would do the Tibbet. You were talking about Tibbet. I liked it. I just wanted personally. I just don't think really you need that right now. Him in there. It might hurt. I would rather have K-Sign and Bruce. I wouldn't want them to be obstructionists.
Bennett Chevrolet solution.
So once again, these are who we have: column B14, column E15, column E14.
Based only on your satisfaction, not how much you spend. They listen to your needs and then suggest the best vehicle with no concern for personal gain. Next, pricing. Without commissions, we can now give you a substantially lower price than all competitors. And it's the same low price every day for every customer.
Oh, that was Ja that was on
He
hold.
is back and forth
Oh, he
negotiating.
used a pseudonym.
Working. Well, 7 years later, and Bennett has over 3,000 online 5-star